So we've all heard of being guilty by association, but what if you're not even associated with the party directly, but was blamed anyway? Let's check out this story, okay? You know how we're gonna do. We're gonna deep dive, and I'm gonna give you my take on what I feel about it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
Now, a place in Chesapeake known for fine dining was the backdrop for some rude behavior that got physical. These images of two women fighting from earlier this month are making the rounds on social media.
Hold
But
on.
the story is a group of
Try not to. Okay. Try not to show her rear end too much, but you notice what this young lady here with the pink has on a freaking halter top bodysuit, and she doesn't look like she's built for the outfit. What do they say? You can take the hood rat out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the hood rat. Why would you go into a fine dining establishment? You see, this is where the whole black fatigue, and then when people talk about black women as a whole, this is where it starts. And you're going to see a prime example of how this is all going to come together. Of how that two people ruined it for the whole bunch, and these other ladies had nothing to do with this. But just because of the color of their skin, they're gonna get bunched into what two ladies did. But let's continue.
fighting from earlier this month are making the rounds on social media. But the story is a group of 9 other women who say they were kicked out of the restaurant in what they call an act of discrimination. Markeisha Jackson has the story you'll see only on 10.
That fight happened inside of Cork and Bull Chop House. After things settled down, a group of other women who were not involved in the
Think it's neighborhood. See what I'm saying? You just look at the scenery. This is not in your hood, man. You understand what I'm saying? This is not your juke joint, your little hole in the wall, little restaurant. Hell, they even got more respect and sense than what these ladies are presenting.
fight were told
This ain't Chuck E. Cheese, player.
they had to leave the establishment, a statement they feel was made based on the color of their skin. What was supposed to be a night of fellowship for this group of women
turned into a night of hurt, embarrassment, and pure humiliation.
the 9 women had chosen to have a Friendsgiving dinner at Cork and Bull.
We only had time to order our drinks, and a fight broke out between two African American women that had nothing to do with us.
And those ladies, those are some nice looking young ladies. Not sure why they are eating alone with each other without a fellow with them, but hey, it is what it is. But look at this. You see what I'm saying? These are the type of outfits that draw attention. And look what's in the background. And you know what? People always say, I don't care what them folks think. Let me tell you something. Let's take it back to the old school. When your grandma and your mama would tell you, do not embarrass me in front of these folk. And when they say them folk, these are the folk they talking about. Do not embarrass me in front of them folk out here in public. And the reason why they said that is because they know our elders knew how these people thought of us from the jump. And so the reason why you don't embarrass us in front of them people is because those people run everything. The restaurant that they're in, we don't run that. We don't destroy that. We don't control it, but we are trying to destroy that. They control stuff. So you don't go, first of all, shouldn't be trying to go where they at too much anyway, what they control, but you go into their house, do something ratchet like this. They already think that we don't have nothing but ratchet behavior. Now you prove it to them. These two people prove it to them, and now you affect everybody. That's what the old folks we're talking about. But no, we knew better. Youngsters knew better. No, y'all just being y'all just bunch of Uncle Tom's house in words, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do what I want to, don't care what they think. Well, here's the thing. Those young ladies went out to a restaurant to have a decent time, a good time to sit there and enjoy being together. Hey, we're gonna go to a nice restaurant. And two ratchet rats ruined it for everybody.
This is video of the altercation. The 9 women say it happened between guests at a table that was across the room. The 2 women seen throwing blows ultimately left before authorities arrived, but somehow
Probably fighting over the check or who gonna give a tip.
restaurant staff thought these 9 women who were still inside
Look at this. Look, and I know I'm starting too much, but I just want y'all to just to grasp and look at what I'm looking at. These women,
were somehow involved and told them to leave too.
So I asked why. And he responded saying, because you all like to fight. And they made us leave and get up in front of all the other patrons in the restaurant.
We were really in like a negative spotlight at that moment. It was all eyes on us. It was very embarrassing.
look at is she crying? You see what I'm saying? Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish.
The 9 ladies are now pursuing legal action. Their lawyer sat down with us.
Just because you have employees that might have made a bad judgment one night, that could turn into 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights. It has to stop.
The women say the restaurant staff has not reached out to provide an apology or update.
All 9 of these ladies were treated more harshly than the 2 people who were actually engaged in the misdemeanor action.
Their lawyer says they want accountability and justice.
We can say this is discrimination. We can say this violates the Equal Protection Clause. They have said enough is enough, and we're not going to take it.
Treat your customers with dignity and respect.
We did reach out to the owners of Cork and Bull Chop House as well as the general manager for comment, but we have not heard back. In Chesapeake, Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
So, number one, did the restaurant owners show discrimination, prejudice, and or racism? Yes, they did. Could it be part of the whole black fatigue, Donald Trump in office, everybody tired of black folks, good or bad? That could be a part of it. And now they just feel like, hey, we're just going, hey, man, we sick of these people. Cause okay, so yeah, they displayed that. But these sisters also have to put blame on the 2 ladies that were in the restaurant embarrassing us as a whole. Like I said earlier, this is what the elders were talking about when they said, don't go out here embarrassing us in front of them people because you're going to affect everybody. If you want to display ratchet behavior, keep your ratchet tail in ratchet areas and do it there. We want to go out, but and I try and I want to say, we shouldn't be trying so hard to mingle with them folk and hang with them folk. But then think about this. There's a restaurant called Kitchen and Cocktails in Dallas. I know y'all probably heard of it. And there was an incident a few years ago where these females, black females, were standing on this man's couches in the restaurant, twerking and dancing. And you know what they wanted to say? Well, you shouldn't be playing. They said, well, you shouldn't be playing that type of music. They blame the music for their ratchet behavior and not on themselves. No accountability whatsoever. So, heck, you don't matter if you go to a black establishment or a white establishment, it seems like those people are going to somehow find their way there with you and act a fool. I'm going to tell you like this here. Well, they'll probably Cork and Bull. If I was them, I would have a dress code, whether I was black or white. I mean, black, it doesn't matter who owned the establishment. But yeah, I would have a dress code because that outfit, that little pink outfit, would never made it in because you know what's coming. I mean, you got to, unfortunately, you have to judge a book by its cover sometimes. And this is like I said, this is a prime example. This is a prime example. But again, like I said, I wouldn't say they was trying to fit in. They was trying to go somewhere nice, elegant, quiet and have a good time. Matter of fact, I wonder if I could find this. Where is this at? I had it up. Let me see. So I was just looking at this Cork and Bull, and I don't have it set to where y'all can see this, but like Cork and Bull menu, and they have like 2025 autumn lunch menu for, let's say, weekly lunch specials. Like this is for November 17th to the 21st, and lunch is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, I think this happened in the evening, but I'm just want y'all to see about lunches. They sell stuff like calamari, uh, buttermilk fried shrimp, sesame crusted tuna. What I see, this is appetizers: smoked pork belly, chicken wings. Got soup and salads. Got raw oysters, shrimp, ribeye sandwiches, entrees. This is lunch entrees. This is a lunch entree. 16-ounce Bender Farms boneless bison ribeye for $65. 14-ounce New York strip for $50. Chef's Yardbird for $34. Filet mignon for $50. So this is lunch. Okay. Then they say reserve your tables. Then they got the kids menu. The cheapest thing on there is $10. So you go to the dinner. Look at dinner right quick. Let's see. Same appetizers. Then they got stuff on her like seafood plateau, market price. Lobster cocktails, market price. So, like I said, this is an upscale restaurant. I'm surprised they didn't have a dress code. How to let that woman go in there with that bodysuit on is beyond me. But yeah, really, should I be upset about what the restaurant did? Legally, yeah, go ahead and sue them, get your money or whatever. But it takes me back to the civil rights era when black folks try to sit at the counter with white people, and they were getting milkshakes thrown at them. They were getting spit on, food thrown at them just so they can sit at the counter with the good white folk. And I used to always think, well, why would you uh, put yourself in that situation when we got when probably most of the chefs, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of chefs that work in them white restaurants were probably black. They could have their own place. If you would patronize your own people, you would have to, what I'm saying, succumb to that kind of stuff. But I guess they felt that we needed it. So, more power to them. That's the best they could do at the time. I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna, what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be too mad. But with that being said, should I be upset with what the restaurant did? No, I really can't, because it's something that I won't say I expect, but if this would happen, then that's what I would expect, because that's just how them people are. Like I say, I'll be more mad at the two sisters who went in there and embarrassed us, to where the other 9 ladies who did nothing wrong got lumped into this whole situation. I know y'all gonna say, "Oh, that's sellout behavior and stuff like that. It's the white folk." That ain't their fault, because I'll tell you what, them 2 ladies would never went in there. We never seen the store. Just think about it. You got to think about the cause and effect, not just the reason why people did it. Not just the outcome of why people did what they did, but the whole reasoning. And the whole reason is 2 women in there fighting, probably fighting over who paying for what. They probably were in there maxed out, stressed out with money anyway, feeling some type of way, trying to act like they got money, probably ain't got a dime. And then it came down to the bill, and they probably arguing over who was ordering what, and it just went left. Unless they were fighting over a dude, I don't know. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below, share it with the world, to have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out of your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, love, and I'll see you on the other side.